Hello, George. Hey, guys! That was weak. Whee! Whatever. Hey, guys! How is everybody doing today?
Everybody
Welcome
was scared.
to the Saturday show. Yeah, I can see it. Everyone's quaking. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello!
So, how's everybody doing? Yes, thank you so much, YouTubers.
Yep.
Yesterday was awesome. We hit 50,000, which...
Jamaica in the 50 Club. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What's up, Cody?
So,
Anthony.
Pretty excited.
Yeah.
Haley bought us these cool balloons. Got us some poppers.
Yep. This poppers.
Whoopee!
This.
Weak.
See mine?
Alright, anyways, figured we'd get those out of the way.
What's up,
What's
Jason?
up, Jason?
This is for you. You part of it.
Oh, hey, well, that one worked. Now we gotta clean all that up. So, it's been a long week, man.
Oh, it's been a long
A long week.
Yeah.
It was funny when we were talking earlier today, and we
Salmon bum.
yeah, boom, yeah, that would have been way better than this.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, and we didn't even realize that this week was the week we interviewed Sajeki this week.
Right. Yeah.
And we were talking about, we thought that was last week, and I was like, no, wait, we haven't. Yeah, so
Side Joshua.
it's been really hectic.
Yeah.
This past couple weeks have been nuts. I've been sick. He's been sick more than I've been sick.
Yeah.
And Clearwater in the house.
Yeah.
Too much fun, guys. Way too much fun. So, yeah. So this is great. Lots of things.
South Michigan.
We're incredibly grateful to you guys for coming on this ride with us. It's been a lot of fun, and by no means is this the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And to thank you guys, make sure you check out the Monday show, not the Facebook show. Make sure you check out the Monday video, the normal video that we put up for Monday. You guys are gonna want to check that out.
You're not gonna miss.
You're not gonna miss that. I'm not gonna talk about it other than to say, and I know none of you guys will miss the Monday show, so. Pardon me, but definitely check out the Monday show. It's going to be our appreciation for all that you guys have done. Looking back,
thank you, Missouri.
Like we've been doing all day, and the past couple days we've been talking. We knew this was coming. We were getting excited about it because, for the last year we've been really killing it as far as the amount of hours we've been putting into this.
Yes.
And we were looking back. We wrote all the numbers down in February of last year. In February of last year, we were at 21,000. And to be 50,000 here, that's great. I mean, that's awesome.
And it's all you guys. Like, thank you guys, because you support the show. Yeah. You guys watch the show, so thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, to the one guy that tried to rain on our parade yesterday when we put up the picture on Instagram. If you guys didn't check it out, check us out on Instagram, of course. It was the three of us. Haley was in the shot. She was the K.
Yeah.
That K. To the one guy that had the one fun thing to say, hey, thanks for thanks for answering my question 5 months ago. To him, as I put on there, I said, hey, look, we answer as many questions as we can with the time that we have. I hope it was a joke, because seriously, bro.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like we have like thousands of questions, month, a week, and it's a lot. So we
try. The thing of it is I've come to the realization that you guys ask a ton of questions, and those questions we might not answer. Some of them we answer on the podcast. Obviously, we have 2 live shows that we try to answer as many as we can, and then of course I go on there, and when I have time, I answer them. My thought is always you guys would rather have a show than me spend 5 hours answering questions. Mm-hmm. So we go for the show. But we read the questions, and sometimes we can answer them, sometimes we can't. But those are what help the show.
And that's true. Like Jason say, this is like another full-time job.
Yeah, that doesn't pay a full-time job wages.
Exactly. Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Sean, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Go to what's Sean? Big Reds? BrightstarCarStereo.com for all your box needs.
Car gift, thank you.
They hand build everything.
Yes.
So it's awesome there. Yeah, they're not just another prefab. They're the
Yep.
guys that build us all our boxes when we need boxes. Sean's a great guy.
Yep.
But you know, we love the questions because those are the questions that, you know, when we're shooting the videos, I've read them. I know they're there, so I know what you guys want to know in the videos. So
Right.
I might not answer the question, like type it in, but I go, okay, I know I have to answer that question next time we shoot a video. We have that car in, we have that topic.
Texas.
So we always use those questions to help us come up with better videos. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know sometimes we can't answer your questions, but we still read them, and we still try to answer as many as we
What's up,
can.
Philip?
Like
Thank
tonight,
you.
I have an hour-and-a-half car ride.
Mhm.
I'm going to bang through as many questions as I can.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes when people send me message questions on Facebook, I try, you know, when I have that time, go in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and it's like, what are you doing in the bathroom? I'm sorry, I'm trying. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Philip. But yeah, no, so a lot of you guys have been with us for a long time, and we're gracious for that. I mean, you know, you guys with your questions and your comments have all helped to mold the show into what it is today.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a long time, it seems like, but we've really been paying attention to everything we can in the
Correct.
last year and a half.
Thank you, Atlanta.
It's been great.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys are here for us to ask your questions, not for us to wear these silly hats and look at these cool balloons, even though they are cool balloons.
Thank you, Jason.
Ready? Let's answer some
Yeah.
questions. Let's answer
Definitely.
some questions.
Let me see. Well, right now everything is congratulations.
Well, no, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's one or two. I keep seeing
Let
one
me
or two
see. Give
questions.
me 1 second. Let me
Out
go
of nowhere,
take
my
it forward.
AVH
Wait,
NEX started cutting in and out of nowhere. Okay, that just jumped off. Sorry,
Hang
it
on.
disappeared. Enjoy every show, you guys. Human can understand, possibly answer every question. You know, it's funny. YouTube gives us an update of like how many subscribers, how many likes, how much this, how much that.
Yeah.
And last month there was 1,300 questions.
Yep. Washington, thank you so much.
So that's
Jason. Sorry.
Hey, look who it is.
James.
James, buddy,
Yeah.
congratulations on the new job.
Yes.
Very interested. We got to talk, see what you're going to do, man.
Oh yeah, that would be nice if you
keep the
can-
channel going, whether it's into the home audio that you're going to be doing or
Right.
what. That would be terrific. And for you guys that don't know James, of course, head over to Car Audio Inc. Check him out. For those of you guys that don't know Fro, head over to Fro's channel, which is Stereo Kings. He does a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Yep. All right, so
that sounded bad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's good. Check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways,
and don't forget also to check Stereo King.
I said that.
Yep.
Good call. Way to pay
Sorry,
attention.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this.
I know. You're
My
doing
bad,
good. You're
my
doing
bad.
good. Keep reading. I gotta take off this hat. It's killing my head.
Yes, me too.
My headache is just.
But thank you
oh,
so
wow.
much. 50.
I don't know about the rest of you. I know most of you guys out there probably get headaches, but man, when you have that headache for like 5 days in a row that just doesn't go anywhere, oh my god.
Okay.
it's murder. Yes.
What kind of harness do I need for 2008 Saturn? View?
Yep.
View? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What kind of harness do I need?
That's just gonna so for Saturn View is one of those messed up cars that, you know, that was when GM was falling apart and Saturn and Hummer were kind of like getting kicked to the curb and they were trying to sell those things off. So the harnesses for that are really weird. I believe if you go to pack-audio.com, they do list a harness for that car. If they don't, I know metraonline.com has that. I don't know if it's a smart harness or not. We've done them. It might be a smart harness, but if it requires a smart harness, definitely buy the smart harness. For sure.
Where is Susan? She needs to be in the show, especially that you guys had 50 hit.
She's at home with Haley, waiting for me to get home.
But she actually bring this too.
Yeah, but
yesterday.
no, she just doesn't want to be part of the show, which you know I gotta respect because you know it's what she just doesn't want to do. It's just not her thing.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. In the race, who will be faster on the install? Of course, Dean. You know.
I'm gonna go me on that one too.
Yeah. Of course.
I got years of experience on him. I mean, and I know every shortcut. So.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
You know.
And I'm not gonna say, no.
Plus, he gets caught in a loop sometimes where he'll just.
Yeah. You know, I'm just trying to do like.
And I'll be like,
here, and it's like.
Hey, whoa. What's going on?
Right here, buddy. This way. This way.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me move the camera down just a little bit because this is irritating me.
But definitely, I'm still learning. You know, every day. So I'm glad to that.
Who liked Fernando being in a lot of the videos this week? You guys have been giving him great reviews. He didn't even know he was in them.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it was great. Trust me, the break of not having to hear my voice when I'm editing is nice too. He just doesn't like to talk in the videos. So.
And yeah, you know, some people is like.
Tell us why.
I don't know, man. You know, I have a funny accent, and you guys all know. So
funny? It's not funny.
It's funny. It's
okay,
like,
whatever.
And for me, it's like, oh no, man, I sound horrible. So, but I'm gonna try. Okay. Go
ahead.
Let's see. I found a problem with my truck. When I turn the truck off from the subs, it's a popping.
Okay.
It's a popping noise. It was from my stereo.
So that's a turn-off thump. We've talked about it a bunch of times on here.
Thank you, Cleveland.
What you want to do is, okay, so there's a couple different things that could cause the popping, depending on if it's a radio, if it's if it's a factory radio, an aftermarket radio, if you're using a high-level, low-level adapter, if you're using just RCAs, where you have the amplifier grounded. What is going on? There's a lot of things. Sometimes it's just that when the radio shuts off, the amplifier doesn't like that because the car and everything's shutting off at the same time. You just get a boom.
Yeah.
You can use something like a PAC TR7 that has a variable timer on it. And what that'll do is that'll actually keep the amplifier on for, let's say, an extra 5 to 10 seconds so that the car goes ahead, shuts off, and then the amplifier will shut off later. So that will typically fix something like that. Just, you know, allow it to time to turn off, so to speak.
All right.
Affordable roadkill. There is no such thing. Okay, you get what you pay for when it comes to sound deadening. The stuff is expensive. The better stuff you buy, the better it works. And trust me on this, you don't want to go cheap on sound deadening because if you do, it will fall off and it'll be laying in the bottom of your door and it won't do anybody any good. So pay for the good stuff. Do it once. Do it right. I can tell you right now, on the back door of our install bay, we have a piece of roadkill. We have a piece of Dynamat, and then we have another piece of like it's. There's a third piece up there that we've had stuck on the door for 3 years now. Direct sunlight. I never cleaned it. I just literally ashy paint stuck them right on there, all 3 of them, because we had a couple that got, oh, our stuff's better than your stuff. This stuff. I was like, whatever. I took all 3, stuck them on the door, and I've left them up there just to see, and all 3 of them are killing it. So they're all 3 premium brands. Buy a premium brand. You won't do, you know, if you want, you know, it's like anything else in life. If you want to do it right, spend the money, do it right. You know, there's no shortcuts.
Correct. I just want to say something in Spanish for the people that watch Spanish. Muchísimas gracias por soportar el canal y cualquier cosita, ya saben, un mensaje por Facebook. Yo se los puedo responder si puedo. Muchísimas gracias.
Hey guys from Huntsville.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Did Metro release the most one DSP yet?
No. I think everyone's going to be sometime in April. I know PAC's got theirs coming out sometime in April. I think if they might have released it, okay, because Metro, I know, just got in some of the Mercedes-Benz interfaces, so those are now available. Also, the most Nav TV just released the most interfaces for some of the higher end Audis and I think the Audis and the Porsche, and then they're working on BMW and Mercedes. That piece is like $1,600 though, but you're driving an Audi, so swing it. But yeah, no, I believe everything is coming out April. So
this is funny. Okay, so he said,
and you will need the 8-inch touchscreen. Just so you know, on the most pieces, you're going to need the 8-inch touchscreen because those are the only ones that have most.
If in NASA works, half of the you guys work would be already in
to Mars.
In Mars.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, real side note there, since you mentioned NASA. NASA's problem, why NASA is like where they're at, is they have the worst PR imaginable. If NASA would have promoted all the technology that they created for us in our day-to-day lives, everyone would be on board with funding NASA because the technology that NASA has provided for us just in our daily lives is astounding. But they never talked about it. They never promoted it. They never said, you know, like there used to be a Hitachi commercial. Hitachi builds this, doesn't build this, builds this, doesn't build this, builds this, doesn't build that. And you're like, wow, Hitachi makes everything. If NASA would have done that, we'd all been like, no, give NASA some money. They're making our lives better, you know? what the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, go ahead.
All right. Is there any, at least, difference between the 2330 and the 2300 and the 2330 versus the 1330? Other than the screen size, thank you so much for all the show.
So if you look at a 2330, 1330, they're all the same radio. So a 23 and a 13 are the same, a 2330 and a 1330 are the same, with the exception of, like you said, the screen size. What sets a 00 apart from a 30 is three things. You have HD radio, front-facing camera, and adjustable backup lines. That's it. So now, if you're looking at the 2330s, if you can find them online, Pioneer's end of life to them, meaning they're no longer making that product. It has all been updated to a 1440 and a 2440, which we do have in stock. If you want to call Paul, he'll gladly ship you one.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a review shortly. I will tell you this, it doesn't matter, they're the same radios. They didn't change anything that we've been able to find. Obviously there might be something internal. It doesn't look that way that we've seen so far, but feature-wise, it's all the same.
All right.
Waze still doesn't work.
I gotta tell you guys, Pioneer D-Series 6x9 sound amazing.
Yes.
I don't know why I waste a lot of time with another thing, but are you guys putting?
Yes. So we've done a lot of those these past couple months through the tax season that we've been running through like a marathon.
Thank you, Montana.
Very nice. The TSDs have always been pretty nice speakers, which brings us to another point. I had a guy ask, since we're talking about questions that get asked that don't get answered, a guy asked me, and this is funny, and not funny haha, just funny like, yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way. So we did the Toyota this week with the great bread, the yummy bread, and he had Pioneer 3-ways in there, and we took them all out, and we put punch speakers in there.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why we did that is because the guy asked, there's already aftermarket speakers in there, why are you replacing them? Well, because he went with cheap aftermarket speakers. So he went with like the cheap TSA Pioneer speakers, which are entry level. So if you're just looking for a basic upgrade, maybe you're going to power them with a deck power, not do anything special, they are good. They're nice speakers. However, he had put a 9605 in there. He had some woofers, two punch P212s, I believe. He went from 10s to 12s. So he wanted something that could compete with that. And they're just not going to do it because you're talking about, like, let's say a $40, $50 speaker compared to, a $100 punch.
Yeah. Saludos, Larvi.
So that was why he wanted to do the upgrade. He wanted something that sounded better than those. Yes, they're both aftermarket speakers, but not all aftermarket speakers sound the same. So that's why, sometimes you put a set of speakers or you put a radio in your car and you're like, have you guys installed the Z-Series yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a loud tweeter.
Yeah. That's
I'm
good.
going to just say it with that. That thing is like, whoa.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I have a Hertz 3-way, 163.3, 150 watts RMS. What would be a good amplifier for them?
What was that? I'm sorry. What kind of woofers were they?
3-way.
3-way.
3-way Hertz 163.3.
Okay, so there's a couple different ways you could do that. Obviously, at the end of the day, you just need a lot of 2-channel power, or you could do 3-way active. That's entirely up to you. I'm trying to think what we'd run on that. At the end of the day, we'd probably do some kind of 5-channel or...
Yeah.
Okay, so in the Tundra that we did, well, that was the Focal 3-way set. We could bi-amp those, so we did like the F604 on that. Rockford makes the T402, which is a great little 2-channel 200 by 2 amplifier, and that's a nice one to go with if you just want a left and right. Now, the other thing you could do too is like Phoenix Gold makes a 6-channel. Yeah. That's really cool if you want to go full active. It'll allow you to do that. Kicker also came out with affordable 6-channel this year. It's in the Marine line though, but it's a CX 600 something. Trying to think of what else you could do that's like a 2-channel. Most of the time you end up with a 4-channel. They work great on a 4-channel, but it just seems silly to have all that power going to the rear speakers that aren't going to do anything. At the end of the day, I would probably look at the Rockford 402.
All right. What material is good to make a new floor for a trunk?
Metal.
Thick ABS or MDF?
a floor for a trunk? Like,
yeah, I'm guessing
like for an amp
cover.
rack? Oh, for a cover?
I think so.
I would not use plastic. Okay, you could. Okay, if you're gonna add bracing, so it depends on how thick you want the plastic to be. So like, wood is definitely cheaper than plastic. There's no question about it. If you try to get like a 1/2 inch piece or a 5/8 piece of plastic, be prepared. Because the stuff we buy is still like, whoa, okay, ooh, slow down, killer. Whereas you can get like some 3/4 inch plywood or even some pressure treated 1/2 inch or something like that. And if you're just talking about doing like a spare tire cover or something like that, that's gonna last forever. And the reason why we use plastic though is because we just don't like cutting wood anymore. It makes me sneeze. But yeah, it just comes down to what you can afford, I guess, at the end of the day. But like we've done some plastic floors, and we have to add bracing into it because it gets kind of weak.
Somebody say, you guys probably making more money off of YouTube than installing.
No.
Not yet.
No. I wish. Trust me. I wish then it would make working not so bad. But, we were talking about the other day, even if we did, it really doesn't matter because we still have to come in and work because working is what makes the show. So
still,
it
doesn't matter.
It's not like we can sound man it up and be like, we're just gonna work on whatever cars we want, or my car. I couldn't do that.
No.
The thought of getting up every day and working on 1 or 2 cars, always and forever. Like, I love his box and the boxes he builds, and the time he takes to do that is great. Like, from a crazy anal retentive side that I have, it's like being able to take the time to build those boxes he builds is great. It's like, oh, awesome. That's how you do it. But to have to do it every day of the week, I'd lose my mind.
All right. My AVH-X 4600BT Bluetooth is taking crap, so it won't connect. I connect Pioneer, and they say no updates is available. Can you recommend a Pioneer 7-inch with nav?
With nav?
Yes.
I mean, obviously you got the 8200, but I mean, right now I would not. I would learn to live without Bluetooth for a little while because Pioneer is going to be coming out with the replacements for all that stuff in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
So I would hold out. I mean, if you got to do Pioneer, I would wait because they have a new one coming that's going to have nav. It's going to have CarPlay. It's going to have Android Auto. Might even be wireless on one of the two. But they're coming. So I mean, and they're going to be here in like 2 or 3 months. So I would totally wait for whatever's new. I mean, the new Kenwood stuff with the high-res screens and all that should be here in a month by the middle of this month, April, sometime in April. So Pioneer's hopefully gonna not be that far behind. Okay.
All right. Will you ever mount the amp on top of the box, the subwoofer box?
I've done it in the past, and it's a last resort. Yeah. I don't like to put anything on the box. Mainly 2 reasons. One. And I don't think amps are going to rattle apart anymore. I feel like amplifiers are built well enough now that that's not ever going to be an issue. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been doing this for 28 years. I've put an amp just about everywhere, which gets me to another point I'll cover in a minute. So when will y'all review the Alpine F309?
Thank you so much, Crazy Electronics.
Michael, did you watch the video of us putting it in this week? We just put it in my car this week and did a basic review. We will be doing a full review of it here. Probably not this week, but the following week, only because we don't want to overload you guys with F309 stuff. So, sorry. Anyways, as far as mounting the amplifier goes, I prefer to mount it somewhere else if I can, only because I want you to be able to take the box out. A lot of people like to take the boxes out. And nothing sucks worse than a guy coming in on a Monday morning and all his stuff is disconnected because he got a flat tire or he needed to get mulch in his car and he unscrewed everything and now he's like, hey man, I can't get this to work. All the fuses are blown, the wires are all messed up, and it's like, what happened? Oh, I had to take it out. So we always try to mount the amp somewhere else. And that with that in mind, we did an install on in a truck, SUV, and we took a Scar 1500 and mounted it into the side panel of the car. And everyone just like lost their mind because like, it's gonna overheat in there. It's too hot. And I'm like, it's been in there for 6 months, okay? By the time the video came out, it had been in there for 6 months and it never overheated. What no one saw in the video was that most cars have most SUVs have some sort of vents in the floors in the back corner, so that when you shut the door, or when you're going fast, your ears don't pop and do all that fun stuff. Well, in the corners of this car where we mounted the amplifier was the vent for the car.
Yeah.
That's why we mounted the amp the way we did, because we knew there'd be tons of, in the whole inside, like there was this giant air chamber inside of this where this amp went that was huge. So it was like there was nothing obstructing this amplifier, and also we knew that when he was driving, air was going to be circulating through that chamber. So it was almost like the perfect place for it. And everyone was like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's terrible. The amp's going to overheat." And it's like, this ain't my first rodeo, dog. I got this.
Yeah. No.
You know, and the amp has never caused us problem. It's been in there forever. It's at this point, it's almost been in there for 7-8 months. And this is Florida, man. It gets hot here, okay? It's
really hot.
It's really hot. All you guys that are getting snow up there, my heart bleeds for you because we're not. We're getting a heat wave, as always.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. How will you run a 3-way system with tweeters and the Finch and the 6.5? How will you connect to the amp? Will you connect the 6.5 and the tweeter to the amp and the 3-inch to the head unit?
I try to avoid hooking anything up to the head unit. And we did a video on this, and of course, I love the comments on it because it's like people like are for it and against it, and it's like, okay, whatever. Here's the deal: you can use the 50 watt or 18 watt by 4 amplifier into the head unit. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that the amplifier in the head unit, for one, is going to ramp up faster than your aftermarket amplifier. By ramp up, I mean the volume from here to here is going to go faster. And the other thing too is that it's going to clip out a lot quicker. If you've seen any of our radio dyno videos, you see that the deck power cuts out at, let's say, 24 to 28, whereas your RCAs are going to clip out at like 38, 40. Some don't clip at all.
Correct.
So what you end up having to do is setting everything up to the lowest common denominator, which is going to be the 3.5, the deck power, it's 18 watts by 4. So clipping at that is 28, so that means max volume is going to be 28. So now you have to turn your gains up super high to compensate for that. So you're gonna induce, you have to run the risk of getting A, engine noise, B, more floor noise in the amplifier, because you're making the input more sensitive, and more sensitive means it's going to attract in more noise. So no, I don't like to do anything like that. You know, you can, if you got like a tweeter and a 6.5 and you have to put it all in the front channel of the amplifier, as long as you're above the ohm load, you're fine. You can throw capacitors on them, like a 47 microfarad cap on a 3.5. So like if you got a Chrysler, you're doing a 3.5 in the dash, tweeter in the door, mid-range in the door. We'd put 47 microfarad caps on those. We'd run them all on the same channel. We'd cross them over for the 6.5s, and everything would sound great. Now, what you run into is there again, the 3.5s might get loud because they're 3.5s faster than the 6.5. So naturally, you'd like them on their own amplifier with some form of a gain control. But if you can't do that, I understand. Now, you can get into something like a Alpine brick amp, the 445U or whatever the heck it is, for $100, and that'll solve that issue. You can put the 3.5s on that. It has a high pass filter and a gain control. There's a lot of options out there for small amplifiers that allow you to power those 3.5s. But right off the bat, if you just want to get everything rolling, get it all in an amplifier, get it all good, go ahead and throw some 47 microfarad caps on it, run them on the front channels in the amplifier.
Right.
That's my opinion on the matter, and I do it. I've done it, and it works.
All right. Okay, so this is, I don't know.
Hold on real quick. Ported box is louder, sealed is more accurate. And those are correct. So I'm going to talk about a box real quick. Hold that question. So here's how I like to think of sound from a box. Think of a ball, okay? So or a bubble of goo. Okay, so you grab this bubble of goo, and it will go so high and it'll go so wide. So when you have a seal box, you're going to stretch the goo out. Okay, which is going to be your frequency response. So let me try to get in here. So you stretch this out. It's going to play this loud, and it's going to have this much frequency response. Now when you go ported, it's going to push that ball in. It's going to have less frequency response, and it's going to have more output. Now where that frequency response has been pushed, and it's louder, it's less frequency response. So it's going to be boomy, okay? Then if you take it like a bandpass, you're going to get even less frequency response and more boomy output. So this is louder. So yeah, ported box, louder. Sealed box, less loud. More frequency response, less frequency response. That's the easiest way to think of that. It's really layman, I get it. but that's how it works. Is it good or bad either way? Not necessarily. I just got done having a conversation with a guy. He likes rock music. He wants nice, fast response. I'm like, dude, 210 sealed. You're going to get that quick response drum. Go with a high power, something like an R series Alpine with some power on it, and you're going to get that da-da-da-da, and you're going to love it. So, yeah, there you go. But if you're just trying to make every soccer mom in the world hate you, port it. Yeah.
All right, somebody say, Dean, I have a Stranger Things album. I want to send it to you. It's brand new.
What is it?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Oh, okay.
Do you want it?
Yeah, of course. I'll take anything.
Of course.
I'll take anything. I'm a whore. I'll take it all. I like free stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, like the shirts, man. I love the shirts.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. 4x100 amp. Pioneer or Rockford?
Rockford.
All right.
Although, I tell you what. Okay, if we're talking Prime versus Pioneer, I'm going to go Pioneer. If we're talking Punch versus Pioneer, I'm going to go Punch. If we're talking Power versus Pioneer, I'm going to go Power. Yeah. But if we're talking Prime versus regular, let's see, what is it?
The GM 8604?
Yeah. I'm going to go 8604 every time. Yeah. Because that amp is solid.
Yeah.
Just
like get the Punch or the Power.
Punch and Power are really the Rockford. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with Prime. Like, our number one amp that we sell all the time and install tons of is the Prime 501. Mm-hmm. Prime is great. It's reliable. Yeah. It's tons of power for the money. It's great value. But when you're comparing like a Prime to that, a Pioneer amp,
you're gonna get a little bit more.
We do have better luck with the... We have more power. It's not luck. There's no luck involved in any of this. They're both great amps, and we don't get any of them back.
John Wagner, say, Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday!
John?
Have you done a 2000... Leon, have you done a 2012 Ford F-150? Have you watched the show?
Let me think.
We've probably done 2 this week. Actually, we have done 2 this week.
Yeah.
We do a lot of F-150s. F-150 is the most popular truck we do. Actually, Tundras have been really killing it lately, which is funny.
Shout out to Las Vegas
this week because we were like, we hadn't done an F-150 in a while.
Yeah.
And we had 3 this week. In like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's funny, no Jeeps this week.
Did we do no Jeeps?
No Jeeps.
See, I'm not thinking that because I had to go out and quote 4 Jeeps this week.
Okay.
So I was thinking we'd done Jeeps because every time it's like, all right, hey, here's what we can do to your Jeep. Yeah. So I had to go and look at 4 Jeeps this week. So, yeah, it was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what did that one? What did the Johnny Rivera one?
Who?
There was it flicked away. When you were putting him in. So how about a Nissan Versa Note? What about a Pontiac G8? Pontiac G8s, I haven't done too many of those. Thank you, JB. I think we've really only done like 1 G8.
Yeah.
It's not a real popular car where we are. Versa Note, we've done a couple radios in the Versa Notes. That's about it.
All right. I have a Corolla 2014 and the stereo system stopped working. Every time I turn the car, it keeps rebooting.
Ooh. What is it?
I don't know what kind of radio is that.
Okay, so if your radio reboots every time you start the car, there could be something software wrong with the radio itself, which is usually the problem. However, there's a couple things you can keep in mind. Remember, radio needs 3 things to turn on. It needs a constant 12 volts, which is typically the yellow wire. It needs a key accessory power, which is typically red, and it needs a good ground. If any one of those 3 things are messed up, it's going to cause, that's what starts the radio up. So, for example, let's say you have a bad ground. As soon as there's a load put on the ground, let's say the ground is bad, the radio is going to shut off, and then if it sees that the load is okay, it's going to try to turn back on. The same is true with the accessory, and the same is true with the power. So, the first thing I would check anytime you're having any issues with your radio is grab a digital multimeter and attach it to those wires. Attach it to the ground points, attach it to the, and test them. Test them and try to get it to do what it does. And if those are all 3 perfect, you got a bad radio.
Puerto Rico in the house.
Hey, sir, I can't stay longer. Congrats on the 5. Thank you, James. You have a wonderful day. Here we go. What is it? John Rivera. I've been in Puerto Rico and can't keep up with the live show. Cell towers are down. Okay, so for those of you guys that can't keep up with the live shows, sorry about to hear that, Johnny. We do 2 things with the live shows. We do the live shows, we keep them up on the site, and then we also turn them into podcasts. So if you're interested in listening to the live shows, either the Facebook or the YouTube.
Correct.
We turn them into podcasts. You can find them in 3 places: Podbeam, iTunes, and the Google Play Store. Now, if you're into podcasts, which a lot of you are, we also do an original podcast, meaning not only do we rebroadcast the live shows, we do a podcast that isn't a video. You guys will never see it on YouTube. It's just for the podcasters. It goes up Wednesday night or Thursday morning. It's just us talking car stereo. It's a little bit more relaxed. We pick one topic. We hammer the crap out of that one topic. And then we answer some questions at the end. So, awesome.
For James,
Washington.
thank you. Thank you, James. You got to go.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Hey, guys. Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
Washington. Okay. All right, go ahead. Next
All
one.
right. Hey, guys. What would you guys? It's better for a buck. PDX V9
Or
the JL 900 HD5.
believe it or not, that is a real common question. And their amplifiers are very, very, very similar. Strangely similar. Just saying. It's like really strangely similar. Like, almost like, wow, where did those 2 amplifiers maybe come from? Don't know. Anyways, the Alpine is a better value. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's less money. I would go with the Alpine PDX V9 any day of the week. Any day of the week. We've actually taken out the 1 amp because it had a bad day, and put in PDX V9s to replace those. So,
all right,
we have no issues with PDX V9s.
Any way to bypass a Bose amp and a 2010 Mazda 3?
Bypass it?
Bypass it.
Yeah, just bypass it. I mean, there's not a plug for it.
Right.
We've got a couple videos where we show you how to bypass amplifiers.
So you can have an idea what steps that you can do.
It just really depends. Anytime you have a tone generator, like a pack audio tone generator, or even there's an install bay. If you go to I gotta put that on our Dean and Fernando's tool drawer. If you guys need tools, Dean and Fernando's tool drawer, check it out. But we do have the pack audio tone generator on there. You can pick it up for about $25-$30. That is an awesome tool to have when you're trying to bypass a factory amplifier, because one thing you have to do is find out where all the speakers are.
Yep.
There's no easy way to do it. You might be able to go online, Google the car, and find out some color codes. A lot of the times what makes bypassing amplifiers real easy is that if you're going to do speaker replacement at the same time you're bypassing the amplifier, you can always do continuity tests between the amplifier and the speaker to find out all your wire codes. But that's just one of those things that's not easy. It's easy for us because we do it every day, but there's no I can't tell you a magic way to do it and make it simple, and they don't make plugs for them, so it kind of sucks. But tone generator or continuity test between the amplifier and the speaker, and that's really the easiest way to do it.
All right, what kind of music would you recommend other than the rap for a good bass music? I'm not much of the rap fan, but I also like a bass, something like Dick Half music.
Yeah, I mean, what caught in the loop there. What do we use? We use Skrilla is one.
Thrillers, yeah.
Any type of techno dance music, is going to have an amazing amount of bass.
Nice bass.
Believe it or not, as much as you hate it, country music has a ton of bass. Oh my god.
DJ, what is this? DJ, long hair.
Hold please. Hey, if you want some Steve Aoki. Yeah, we use a lot of Aoki as our go-to guy. There's a bunch of old school bass music, Bass Mechanic, Techmaster PEB, DJ Bass Boy. Just type in 90s bass music, and there's a ton of it out there that's just incredible.
Thank you, Jason, to put all those on.
Patron.
Yeah, Patron.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Teespring t-shirts. Yeah, cool.
Please go check it out, his channel.
Okay. Did Paul ask? No, Paul did ask you about the speaker adapters. I sent him pictures. Okay, we briefly talked about those, Andy, but no, he hasn't. He left early. He busted out of here at 6. So we talked about him earlier in the day. He hasn't shown me the picture yet. He was going to show them to me. He'll probably show them to me on Monday. So yeah, I know what you're talking about though. He hasn't shown them to me yet. Yeah, VW Atlas. Yep.
All right.
Know about it.
Yeah.
we'll figure it out on Monday for sure.
All right. How do you match an amp power to the sub's power?
Okay, so that's a great question. A lot of it comes down to just knowing the characteristics of the subwoofer. So a lot of people, okay, we have a story. Naturally. Prime example. We'll use Alpine R. I know. What are the odds? Alpine R-type woofers. The older R-type woofers have an RMS of like 1,000 watts, and at the time, Alpine made a 1,000-watt amplifier. Great amplifier. It's like one of the classic awesome amplifiers that everyone wishes Alpine would still make. It's that big sucker we put in the other day. Guy comes in with a Alpine woofer that is hard as a rock. I mean, this thing is just won't move. He's like, I don't know what happened, bro. I bought it online. I bought my R-Type, bought a 1,000-watt amp because it said it was 1,000-watt power handling, and no. So the problem that you run into now is that there's no, like, if you guys watch old school car stereo on YouTube, you see that a lot of amplifier manufacturers lie, or a lot of them underestimate. So, like, for example, we're doing a lot of the Punch T750.1s right now. That's that cool little amplifier. It's like this big. And all of those come with a burst certificate, like 1,050, 1,075. I think I had one that was almost 1,100 watts the other day. It was insane. Okay. And they put out it's not a 750, it's a 1,000-watt amp. Okay.
Nice power.
But then on the opposite side of the coin, you get something that says like off-brand 1,500-watt amp with a 35-amp fuse, and you're like, it's like 150, 200 watts.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it hard, and it's one of those struggles that we deal with every day of like, hey, I want in there. Now that's just the amplifier side. Now you have the subwoofer manufacturer that isn't totally honest or is underrating the speaker. So what do? I typically look at, let's say, so if the amplifier says it's 750 watts, I don't look at peak power, I don't look at RMS, I just look at the general power handling. So if it says it's a 350 watts power handling sub, like every day long, all day long, and I'll put two of them in, I want a 700 to, like I want, like, so like kickers, they're like 300 to 400 watt subs. I'm going to pair it up with an amplifier that I know puts out real power, so 700 to 800 watts of power. So like we've done a lot of the P312 shallow mounts off of that amplifier, and then those have like a 300 to 400 watt power handling. There again, we know it's Rockford, so we know they've underrated the power handling just a little bit. So those two match up good because on paper their numbers line up, and we know that they're both reputable brands that are going to be overrated. On the opposite side of the coin, like we do a lot of the Planet Audio 1500s. It's one of our like last minute specials. You can get a Planet Audio 1500 and like a Comp 10 or a Comp 12 in a box. Comp 10 has like 150 watt power handling. Yeah. We know that's going to work great because that amplifier only puts out 150 watts. It's got a 30 amp fuse on it. It's not putting out 300 watts on its best day. Actually, it might even have a 20 amp fuse. I don't even think it's a 30 amp. Anyways, so we look at stuff like that. And then, of course, it's just experience of doing it day in, day out and realizing that, they lie. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Okay, go ahead.
All right. My system recently shut down. I forgot to set the high-pass filters, and I think I blew the tweeters.
That's a possibility.
Will the blown tweeters cause to the amplifier go in protect mode?
Yeah.
And shut off.
Yeah, I mean, a blown tweeter if it is a dead short. So, I mean, a dead short on an amplifier is going to cause the amplifier to go into protect. So, yeah, you'd want to disconnect the tweeters and see if that did it. Yeah, so bad. That sucks. It happens, though. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Nothing sucks worse than hooking the mid-range and the tweeter up backwards. That's like,
what happened?
Come on, oh man, you're like,
what happened?
And you launch those tweeters, like, and that mid-range is going.
Fernando, do you hook it up backwards?
The mid-range is just going like whistling at you, and you're like, what the hell happened? Oh crap!
Not bad. I'm sorry.
The only two that sucks is you never want to run a 1,000 hertz test tone, like when you're gain matching an amplifier. Disconnect the crossovers. Never try to run a 1,000 hertz test tone when you're gain matching an amplifier, the high pass output through those crossovers. You can if you want to watch a crossover catch on fire. It's kind of fun.
All right. Anyone know where to look for a harness or just the plug? I have a 2004 TL, Acura TL. I want the bill harness coming out from the amp, but I can find a plug.
No, and that's the problem. This is one of the things that I talk to the guys at PAC about all the time, and they're basically like, yeah, it's like, here's where the problem lies with these harness manufacturers is that they'll sit there and they'll go, we have to design each one of these harnesses, and how many of them are you going to sell? And you're like, I don't know. What do you mean you have to design them? They're already built. No, we have to design them so we can send them over to China and have them made. Great. Okay, we'll go whack one out of a used car and send it to China and say, make me this. You don't really, well, no, then we need to do a CAD. They have like a million excuses. And then they always say, like, well, there's really nobody that's in charge of that department. And I'll be like, what do you mean there's no one in charge of that department? How do you, really? What is it? Well, once a year someone gets together and they figure out what harnesses we need, and then they don't look at it anymore. We ran into that problem today. We did a Kia Sorento.
Yeah.
Kia Sorento with a factory backup camera, steering wheel controls, auxiliary input. Okay. The harness just comes with speaker, power, ground, accessory, and turn on light. Well, also in the harness is the backup camera, is the reverse wire, is the steering wheel control wire, is the auxiliary harness. They're all in there. So we ended up butchering like 3 harnesses to get enough wires to fill our plug, so that we could retain all this stuff without having to cut up the factory harness. And, that's one of those things where I talk to these manufacturers and I'm like, dude, what the are you guys doing? You're making this harness. Put brown wires in the pins. I don't care. I'll figure it out from there. And they're just like, well, would you pay extra for that? Yes, I would. But unfortunately for your Acura, it's going to be tough. Your best bet is to take a picture of it and then go to like Metro. If you go to MetroOnline.com, they have a list of their catalog. You can go and view their catalogs. In the catalogs, they have pictures of all their wiring harnesses, so you can kind of maybe find. That's what we do a lot of the times. Like we'll find the harness because it's a harness for something else. Like, oh crap, we have it. So that would be the easiest way to do it. That's how we do it.
All right, hey guys, have you ever heard on a LCQ1 summon lights coming on while music is playing? I do not have the jumpers of the summon mode. Running the JL 5-channel amp, 6.5 kicker KS speakers.
What? Yes, actually we have. And I think that was it had to do with the accessory. That was the one we did where...
And we run the accessory wire.
That might actually have to do... Okay, so what might be happening is it's actually turning on and off. Because when it turns on, it pops on those lights. What we ran into on a couple of the LCQ ones is that, and I've talked to Audio Control about it, and they're like, yeah, okay, do this, is that the GTO circuit in that for some reason, isn't working the way it's supposed to. There's nothing wrong with the product, it's just, it's more sensitive in that unit than it is in some of the other units, it seems like. But what solves the issue is just running an accessory turning off the GTO and running an accessory in there and not using the GTO. So run your accessory into it. Still keep your remote output going to your other products. So it's, but bypassing GTO and running an accessory into it typically solves any issues with the LCQ1.
Yeah, watching from 49th Street and Elmerton. Love you guys. Thank you.
Cool.
Cross from the bridge. Yep. Let's see. Big the Weeds is great.
Have you done a radio and the Malibu? The
Malibu. A lot.
Yeah. Have we? I don't think we've done the Malibu, have we?
13, 15?
Well, that's the one with the kit. Was that the one?
No.
Have we done that one?
Yeah.
13, 15? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I always think of the new Malibu.
Oh, no, that's the 16, 17.
Is that the 16, 17? I don't know. We've done a lot of those.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sounds like someone need to start a harness company.
Oh, you ain't kidding, man. I would. You are not kidding. Totally needs to start a harness company. I know. Trust me. If. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I always talk to these guys. It's like, dude, I get it. You're getting pulled in so many different directions. Sometimes it's like the things that are just constantly bringing you in revenue, you forget about. It's like, you're going to sell a harness, you're going to sell a harness, you're going to sell a harness, and you just don't care. I mean, for them, they made out because I had to use 3 harnesses to make one harness that was useful. So they sold me 3 harnesses to do one job. So for them, it's all good,
Were you guys able to do a 18-wheeler if you guys come out?
We really don't have room for an 18-wheeler. Our parking lot is way too small for that, unfortunately. We can't. That's why we don't do boats, because we have no place to put them. Where this building is located, it really sucks. There's no parking in the front. There's no parking in the back. The back is a throughway. So even when, like, you guys have seen us working outside, you'll notice there's cars always whizzing by, which is ridiculous because it's like, seriously, there's like 500 speed bumps. Slow down.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just don't have any place to work on those.
Yeah.
Really stinks.
All right. I have Pioneer 4800 VT. The date doesn't change, with the time change from 11:59 p.m. to 12 a.m. Any ideas?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Check the software updates. Anytime a radio isn't doing what you want, always check for software updates. It's the easiest way. Always check for software updates. It says, boom mat spray, any good? Now, I have used spray before. The thing you want to check is to make sure that it is... Spray is cool. You just have to make sure that it's not like water-based or anything like that, because some of the times, I know some of the older sprays, you'd spray it on, and then after time, the spray would actually decouple from the metal or come off of the metal and just start to sag down into the car. So make sure you read the reviews on it to see if anyone's complained about that happening.
This is good.
Okay.
All right. I have a 2002 Grand Marquis. Grand Marquis, yes.
Yeah, Grand Marquis.
Okay. I can find a double DIN head unit because the AC.
Yep.
Is there a way to put a single DIN with a double DIN size fix?
Yeah.
Motor screen.
Yeah, any one of the... All right, so the Alpines, all the Alpines have...
The ILX F309.
No. You should just do a 207. ILX 207. The 207 has the meat of the body is on the bottom.
Yeah.
So like Sony's, the meat is on the top.
Sony, yeah.
This is the top.
Yeah.
The Alpine ILX 207, it's on the bottom. So it's like a single DIN bottom.
Yes.
So yeah, you could do the Alpine. Check out the Alpine.
107?
The 107, the 207. They make the navigation, which I don't know the model of that. As long as it doesn't have a DVD or CD player built into it, you're good to go. Now, if you're interested in, if you don't mind losing the driver's side AC vent, you know, the one, you have the two, you have the passenger, you have the driver. If you don't mind losing the driver one, you can do it. We've done them. I always just, but you have to rebuild the ductwork, and it blows like, so it kind of sucks. But if you live in an area where it doesn't get real hot, just cut it out.
All right. I heard.
You heard?
Yeah, I heard.
You heard? I heard too.
They are close
right
in between sound quality, Kenwood Exelon and Pioneer NEX.
Close?
They're close.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. All of them are close, whether it be Kenwood, whether it be Alpine, whether it be Pioneer. They're all close. I mean, but they sound totally different, okay? I mean, okay, think of it like this. And this is okay. If you buy a computer that has a Pentium 7 or an i7 in it, okay, you get an awesome computer for one, or the new whatever the hell it is. Let's just keep a 7 just because I'm not a computer nerd. Mm-hmm. You're going to get similar performance whether you're running Windows or Mac, okay? But they're going to be different. It's so polarized. Like, my computer has an i7 in it, and it's a Mac. I also have another computer that I bought, a Windows computer that has an i7 in it that looks a lot like my Mac, but it's a Windows computer. Guess what? I can't use it for shit. It doesn't jive for me. I gave it to my buddy, and he's over there like, doing all this crap. I'm going. Now, if I handed my Mac, it's the opposite. When it comes to like those radios, they sound different because Kenwood sprinkles their little sound fairy sauce on it. Pioneer has their little sound fairy sauce on it, and Alpine has theirs. Clarion does that, and JVC does it. They all do it. They all have an idea of how they want their radios to sound. Is any one of them better than the other? No, but what I've found is that if you're used to one and you switch to the other, you're typically not happy. So, case in point, I had a guy that was like, had a Mustang, had a Pioneer, had all these speakers in it, loved it, and it was a fastback, Fox body Mustang, bro, let me tell you, man. And, and he gets another car, and Paul sells him a Kenwood, and he comes in, and he's just like blowing a head gasket on, man, this thing sucks, my car sounds terrible, you guys sold me crap, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, back up. Let's start from scratch, because I'm new to this situation. Yeah. Paul just likes to do things like, hey, can you talk to this guy? And so I talked to the guy. I found out what he's used to listening to. Problem, boom, right away. It's like, you have a Pioneer? He goes, yes, no problem. Let's take out this Kenwood. Let's put in a Pioneer real quick. Just give us, enough time to swap these two out, and then we'll come back.
Yeah.
To pull it around, took out the Kenwood, put the Pioneer back in it, put a Pioneer in it, similar features, pulled it back around, sat in the car with him, turned it on. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, played with the EQ a little bit. Boom, happy guy. He's like, dang, this is what I'm talking about. And then he's like, that brand sucks and blah, blah. I'm like, no. It's just what you're used to. You're used to the way this sounds, okay? It's okay. Neither one of them sucks. They're just different sounds for two different things. Pizza. Some pizza tastes better than others. And then you get the guy that says, no, that pizza's great. No, that pizza sucks.
All right. Any tools that you recommend for like a flea market installer?
Soldering gun, pair of crimpers,
a multimeter. Definitely tone generator.
But whether you're doing it anywhere, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If you do something like our audio,
we have a video in the from the install bay where we show our tool buckets. Okay, go check that out, and that'll show you the tools that we take to every car. If you have half of those tools, you're golden. If you have all those tools, you can pretty much do anything you want in 90% of the cars on the road. We still have, specialty tools here and there, but those tools will allow you to work on just about anything you got. Add into that a soldering gun and a digital multimeter, you're golden.
Oh, like Brian Moore said, go to Dean and Fernando tool drawer.
Go Bruins. No.
Yeah, so go to Dean and Fernando tool drawer. You can find more tools in there.
Yeah, we list all the tools we use there.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What size capacitors?
Real quick before we get to that. Now let's talk about tools real quick. We had this. You all right?
You say hello.
Oh, I said hold on. I didn't say freeze.
Okay.
Continue. We were talking about tools the other day.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're a firm believer. Tools are tools. Okay. I don't care whose name is on the tool. If it does what I need it to do, I'm gonna buy it. Okay. Yeah. So I buy cheap tools. All right.
Yeah.
I buy cheap tools. I buy expensive tools. One thing, okay. Some of these guys that feel like need to have Snap-on tools, if you're making your living working on cars and you need a Snap-on tool to do it, get it, okay? I'm never going to knock anyone for spending a ton of money on tools. However, you don't have to do that. Like, if you need a set of sockets to do your job and you're just starting out, get some Craftsman sockets, get some Cobalt sockets, or go online or go to the cheap tool store, Tool Harbor Freight or whatever. Pick up some, sockets there. Okay, you just need the tools to do the job. A lot of people get caught up on like, I need to buy a $300 set of sockets so I can do this. No, you don't. You just need sockets. You can get that $300 set of sockets once you've made $300 off that cheap set of tools that you have. Okay, use those tools. You get the cheap tools so that you can use those tools to buy the better tools. Okay, that's just how it works.
Right.
Photography, which I do for fun on the side. I don't make any money on it. I don't shoot anybody's pictures. I just do it for me. But I try to do it on the side. Like I did a couple weddings. I did all that fun stuff. And everyone's like, oh, you got to get this. I have to buy this. I have to buy that. And it's like, no. Slow it down. Rent that stuff. Or, use what you have to make you money to buy what you want. So don't get caught up on buying the best of the best of the best right from the get-go. Get a set of crimpers. Klein. You can buy Klein. You don't have to go buy Blue Point. Or you can buy, there's 6 different cheap ones you can buy for $5. Buy those. And then use those to make enough money to buy the ones you want. Go buy a Weller soldering gun for $15 at Walmart. And then use that to buy the better Weller one.
As soon as you're done with that job.
Or to buy the Makita or the Milwaukee cordless one.
$60, $70.
Buy, sometimes you have to buy stuff twice, but make the money first.
Harbor Freight. Yeah.
Harbor Freight is great. Like I went, I needed some open end wrenches. I went to Harbor Freight and bought $150 worth of open end wrenches. I bought every open end wrench they had in the section. Okay, I just needed some open end wrenches to do like one job. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if I was going to need a right angle. I didn't know if I was, I didn't know which one. I said, $150, I could buy every one here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, those allowed me to buy some Blue Points. You know, because I made the money off of them. You know, I didn't lose anything from them. I still have them all. And they have a lifetime warranty. So even if I do break one, just go back and then, oh, here you go. You know, so yeah. Make the money first. Do you ever do exotic cars? We do. We don't do a lot of them anymore. I've worked on Lamborghinis. I work on Bentleys. I've worked on Ferraris. We've done GT Fords, Porsches. We've done them all. Okay, and honestly, it's cool, great, wonderful. I don't ever feel the need. That's, you know, once you've done it, you know, you've worked on a dozen Lamborghinis. It's like, okay, can I get back to the Toyotas?
Yeah.
You know,
okay, let me tell you, I was excited when the first time I worked here.
Right.
And where do we work? In the Ferrari.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm working the Ferrari. And then
I'm over there going,
yeah,
it's just a Ferrari.
It's Ferrari. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. But then it's like, no, because you have to be more careful with stuff. And it's like, oh my God. The Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, no, man, I don't want to work in this. Believe me, no.
Oh, we just had to work on a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And, you know how guys, you guys know how we are. We cover everything. We tape everything. We had the guy standing here next to us the whole time we were working on it. And oh yeah, totally. And that's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I've worked on it before.
So cool.
It's not a big deal.
That's
To me,
nice.
it's a car. I'm going to treat it whether I'm working on a Rolls Royce or whether I'm working on a Kia.
That's true, Chris.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to treat them all with the utmost respect. I'm going to treat this car. I'm going to treat your car better than you treat your car. Okay,
yeah.
Because some of the cars, as you guys know, some of the cars that come in here, you wouldn't be surprised if you found a dump in the back seat.
Oh,
you know?
No kidding, man.
I mean, seriously.
Sometimes we vacuum.
Oh yeah, we got to vacuum out the car, and the car's
like,
haven't been vacuumed.
This is like Dean and Fernando detailing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, but
you know, and it sucks. But there again, to me, a car is a car is a car. I don't care what emblem is on it. I'm gonna treat it the same. I'm gonna do the best job I can. And that's that. So, but yes, we've worked on all the exotics, and it's just another car.
Right. Yeah.
What size Tech Flex do you use for 4-gauge? Half inch.
Half inch. All right. What size capacitors to separate the front tweeters for the base?
For a tweeter?
Yeah.
3.3.
3.3. Hey.
For a tweeter, we're going to use a 3.3 or 4.7. Some of them are 2 point something, but a 3.3 is a good, rock on. Dean's favorite car Dean's car leftovers. LOL. Yeah. I have had a Weller soldering gun for 30 years, still working great. You know, it's funny you should say that.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you.
I bought, when I was a kid into RC cars, like in middle school, I bought a Costco, whatever they had. They had a whole kit, and it just broke, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and dude, it was taped up with tested tape. I had shrink wrap on the handle. The thing still worked. And it actually still worked when I had to get rid of it, but there was no case left. The case just fell apart all around it. I was so depressed, man, because I loved that soldering gun. I mean, I had it since middle school, for God's sakes. And I'm old. The one I use now, I get a year out of it. I'm like, oh, hey, it lasted a year. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Let's see.
Couple more, then we got to get out of here.
Jason says, see you guys later.
Yep, I'm with Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
You were talking about the sound of radios, and I'm bass heavy. Guys, what is your advice? Kenwood, Pioneer, Alpine. There again, bass-wise, they're all about the same. If you like a lot of bass, it really comes down to which one you like. Okay, anytime you grab a radio and put it in the dash, it's got to make sense to you. You got to be able to find where everything's at. So, you know, if you have access to stores that have the product, go and play with the interface and see if it makes sense to you. Like getting to subwoofer volume control on some of these, like 27 buttons. Others it's not. Like, Kenwood's nice because the subwoofer volume control is on the EQ page. So when you hit EQ, subwoofer volume control is right there. So you can, boom, you got to hit one button and you're there. Pioneer, you have to go into 6 buttons to get to the subwoofer volume control. That kind of sucks. So that might not be something you're into. You might be just using a volume knob, but still, you might want to also be able to control it from there. Stingray hybrid pistons are good. bad 750 watt.
Yeah.
I really, I'm not a capacitor guy, so we haven't played with those hybrid caps in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a lot of those years and years ago. But lately, I just go straight battery. I like batteries.
All right. Who has a good shallow mount mid-range 6.5? Morel. Ooh.
Yeah, Morel. Check out the Morels. Yeah. Well, Pioneer AVH fit 2004 GM Envoy.
Yeah.
As long as it uses the 2004 kit,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Pack-audio.com. Check it out. It should be a double-din kit. No problem. Can I use a Pack TR7? Power cooling fans. You can do amazing things with a Pack TR7 if you can figure out how to read the instruction manual. Yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
The other thing you can do too is Steve Mead makes some cool fan controllers. He's done a bunch of reviews or videos on thermal sensing and stuff like that. Yeah. So you might want to check those out. Got to run, guys. Thanks, Brian. What size sub should I put in a 1991 Volvo 240? Whatever you can fit. You guys have a good weekend. Thanks for all the help.
Thank you, Andy.
Record my own 911 show. You know what? I gotta get going. I got a road trip I gotta get on. So saludos, we're gonna call this a night.
California. Saludos.
Thank you guys so much for 50,000. This has been great. You guys are awesome. Whoa, slow down.
I'm sorry, I'm happy.
Killer. Thank you so much. You guys know where to find shirts. Teespring/store/5star.
Yo.
DNFToolDrawer.com. Blow them off. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Make sure you check out Monday's show for the cool things that we are going to give you guys.
And thank you, Haley.
Well, some of you guys. Yeah, let's get out of here. Bye.
Bye.